So I know like a lot of people are maybe a little bit tired of hearing the SNAP slash food stamps conversation. And I've really tried to be understanding of it because I know that some people need a little bit of help every once in a while. I know that at times, people are between jobs or they're disabled or, there's a lot of reasons why food stamps exist. And what gets the headlines is all the people abusing it. But I think what also deserves a little bit of a headline is, all the people that actually need it that have a hard time getting it or don't get enough to get by. Now, I think if you purge out, the millions of illegals that are probably on the SNAP program, and you purge out all the welfare queens that are making videos about, how they're buying this, that, or the other thing, you might have a little bit more money to give to people that actually need it. But, I think it's important that people don't judge people who are on SNAP. But this part I'm going to judge because $500 million a year are spent via SNAP at McDonald's alone. Did you know that? We're getting into that full story after a super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Aura. If you want to see something crazy, just throw your name into Google and see all of the results that come up. You can pretty much Google anyone or anything and find out all sorts of private information like that. These sites are run by data brokers who collect your personal information and package it up and sell it to anyone who wants it. And usually it's scammers and spammers who want it. These guys are printing money and it's completely legal in America. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do so. Or you can do what I do and use Aura, the sponsor of this video. Aura identifies data brokers exposing your information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Give Aura a few weeks and you'll stop seeing your information on these sketchy sites when you search for yourself. Aura also continuously monitors the dark web and alerts you if they find your personal information has been exposed. And they're going to let you know fast if anyone tries to use this information to access your credit or bank accounts. Plus, they give you $5 million in identity theft insurance should the worst case scenario happen. They also have a world-class VPN that lets you browse and shop safely from any location you choose. Does your current VPN have all those other features too? Probably not. You can go to my link, aura.com/recording, to try 14 days for free. That will be enough time for Aura to find which data brokers are selling your information and start submitting opt-out requests on your behalf. I've been using Aura for a very long time. I absolutely love it, and I know you'll love her too. Remember, use my link in the description over at aura.com/thequartering. $500 million in food stamps spent at fast food restaurants. Oh, I'm sorry, that was fast food, not just McDonald's. I assumed it was McDonald's because they show McDonald's, but that's just food stamps alone, alone. Food stamps are supposed to be spent on nutritional meals, but 9 states currently allow them to be spent at fast food restaurants like McDonald's. Let's be honest, fast food is delicious and convenient, especially when you're hungry and in a hurry. But let's not forget the N in SNAP stands for nutrition. But we all know that fast food isn't exactly nutritious. Ms. Ernest highlighted ads from fast food franchises encouraging the use of SNAP and food stamp transfer cards, which are how food stamp benefits are now distributed. They include Subway, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, KFC, Denny's. Denny's, you could probably get an okay meal. Jack in the Box, Burger King, and of course at McDonald's. Now, if you're like me, you were today years old when you found out that you could even use SNAP for this. Did you guys even know that you could? I didn't know that you could do that. I had no idea. I mean, obviously it's something that like makes no sense at all. Like, why on earth would you be able to use SNAP food stamps at McDonald's? What it really ends up being is a $500 million per year subsidy for fast food restaurants. It isn't even about getting people food or not. It's about, subsidizing fast food restaurants, which is absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I mean, like this is crazy. I've never heard of this before. Millions of Americans now set to lose McDonald's perk under new plan, no more Golden Goose. The Golden Arches stands to lose its supersized government windfall under a plan from senior Republican senator. It's an ironic twist for the fast food giant that became a 2024 campaign icon after Donald Trump's viral shift behind the counter helped him gain blue-collar respect and street cred. Now, again, I don't have a problem. Like, I think that, you know, there's a real issue with the SNAP program. Not only is it, you know, abused, but I also think that there's, you know, people that actually need it. You know, people that actually need it and can't get it. Trump even just spoke at the company's, the president, has long loved fast food chain, praising its $5 extra value meals and thanking the restaurant for slashing its prices. I wouldn't say that it slashes prices anywhere near me, but that's neither here nor there. The Restaurant Meals Program, RMP, allows SNAP funds or food stamps to be spent on fast food, and it exists in primarily Democrat-led states, as well as Virginia, which is led by a Republican. The USDA data shows that under the Biden administration, the Restaurant Meals Program, RMP, has greatly expanded beyond its original mission of feeding the, quote, homeless and hungry families, to the point now where additional millions of dollars have gone to fast food chains. SNAP is supposed to keep food on the table for hungry Americans, not be a golden goose for the Golden Arches, Ernst told exclusively to the Daily Mail. Yeah, I mean, it is extremely difficult to argue with that. Isn't it? It's extremely difficult to argue. Like, I don't shame people for being on SNAP. I really don't. I don't have a problem with it as long as it's temporary. Or if you have a disability or something like that, you know, obviously it's not going to be temporary, but I have a problem with people abusing it. I also have a problem with the quality of food that it actually covers, because it is making America, not only are my tax dollars going to pay for this stuff, but it's making the people that eat it less healthy. Like, of course they're going to eat McDonald's if they can. I would. I don't blame anybody for doing that. That's nonsense. Of course I would do that. The White House, of course, declined to comment. And here's the other issues. Fast food is delicious and convenient. McScuse Me Act provides a real extra value meal for both taxpayers and program recipients. The problem with SNAP, as it stands now, other than, you know, the wrong people getting too much money and people actually need it not getting enough, and, you know, illegals getting SNAP benefits, as I'm pretty sure they are, is that what it is essentially a massive taxpayer-funded subsidy to big food. What if, just think about this, what if SNAP benefits were only, you know, were provided for buying from local grocery stores or local farmers? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be cool? Like, if you could spend SNAP at your local farmer's market, not only are you getting healthy food, but you're supporting your local economy. Not like freaking Tyson chicken McNuggets, which, by the way, I'm not hating on, but I'm saying some super huge Globo, you know, GMO food, you know, garbage factory getting taxpayer funding. What about local farmers getting that? What about locally made or made in America products? You know, that's how I would run SNAP. You know, like this seems common sense to me. If we need to give them food, if people need food, let's not make them unhealthy also while at it. From the intent behind the program, from June 2023 to May 2025, so call it 2 years, over $475 million in taxpayer dollars was spent and redeemed at fast food restaurants in California alone. In total, $524 million went through RMP. So California, obviously, if you cut them, you fix 90% of the problem. The RMP program currently exists in Arizona, California, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, New York, Rhode Island, and Virginia as the only states that have opted in. Historically, participation was limited to a small number of restaurants within select counties. In recent years, however, the program has ballooned at an alarming rate, particularly in California, where state officials and the Biden-controlled USDA authorized more than 5,800 restaurants to accept SNAP. The vast majority are large national fast food chains like McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell, Denny's, Popeyes, Carl's Jr., Pizza Hut, Domino's, Jack in the Box, Panda Express, and Wendy's. In many cases, these fast food vendors are boldly advertising that they say EBT is accepted here. Ernest McScuse-Me Act seeks to change three elements of the RMP program. First, it allows homeless, elderly, and disabled individuals to participate while removing automatic spousal eligibility. Okay, that's good. It also requires a public annual report to show the number of participating vendors and the number of participating beneficiaries. Okay, good. I would rather have it completely shut down. Why isn't this completely shut down? Like legitimately, why isn't this completely shut down? Why are we even allowing this? Now the USDA is looking to completely deconstruct, per a statement from the department that was shared with Newsweek, pending changes to the program, including recertification of eligibility and crackdowns on fraud. But the timeline for implementing the new SNAP plans and changes have yet to be determined. My guess is, if I had to guess, it's going to be after the midterms. That's what I mean. But $500 million a year spent at McDonald's. Like, look, if you're on food stamps, I don't judge you. Everybody needs a little bit of help once in a while, and I don't think that makes you a bad person, especially if you're disabled, or you're in between jobs. I don't have any problem with that. But what I don't want to see is your $2,000 food haul videos on TikTok, which I now understand a lot of my viewers who are on food stamps or EBT have emailed me to kind of show me how much money they get. Some people only get like 50 or 75 bucks a month. So I don't know how these welfare queens are getting thousands of dollars a month, but they are. And, the whole program needs to be gutted and rebuilt. There's a problem that you can't buy hot rotisserie chicken at the grocery store, but you can buy McDonald's. And they said, well, you can't buy hot pre-cooked food, but you can buy McDonald's? That doesn't make any sense. Stop subsidizing fast food and stop subsidizing garbage food that's making Americans extremely unhealthy. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.